నమస్కారం, నేను మీ ప్రసాద్ అలమరాజు. మన పిఎస్ఆర్ యాపిల్ టీవీ ఛానల్కు స్వాగతం. ఈరోజు ముఖ్యాంశాలు మీకు ధన్యవాదాలు.
యాపిల్ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్ మెడికల్ సెంటర్ విశిష్ట నైపుణ్యం గల డాక్టర్ల పర్యవేక్షణలో 20 సంవత్సరాలుగా అందుబాటు ఫీజులు, నమ్మకమైన రిపోర్టులు. యాపిల్ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్ సెంటర్ అత్యాధునిక వైద్య సేవలను అందుబాటు ఫీజుల్లో అందించే వైద్య సంస్థ. పేషెంట్లు తమ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్ టెస్ట్ల కోసం ఎంతైతే అవసరం ఉందో అంతే ఫీజు ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ మీరు చెల్లించే ప్రతి రూపాయికి విలువ ఉంటుంది. అందుకే గత 20 సంవత్సరాలుగా వేలాది మంది మధ్యలో గుర్తింపు పొందింది. డయాగ్నోస్టిక్ టెస్ట్ల కోసం అనవసర ఖర్చులు తగ్గించుకోవాలంటే అడుగుపెట్టండి యాపిల్ డయాగ్నోస్టిక్ మెడికల్ సెంటర్, కూకట్పల్లి, మూసాపేట్, బాచుపల్లి, నల్గొండ మరియు మహబూబ్నగర్. సంప్రదించవలసిన నంబర్లు 9000 97980 8008804001.
2025-26 ఆర్థిక ఏడాదికి సంబంధించిన బడ్జెట్ ను ప్రవేశపెట్టనున్నారు. వరుసగా 8వసారి పార్లమెంట్ లో కేంద్ర బడ్జెట్ ను ప్రవేశపెడుతున్నారు. బడ్జెట్ పై దేశవ్యాప్తంగా సామాన్య, మధ్యతరగతి ప్రజలు, వేతన జీవుల నుంచి పారిశ్రామికవేత్తల వరకు ఆసక్తిగా ఎదురుచూస్తున్నారు. ధరల తగ్గుదలపై మధ్యతరగతి ప్రజలు అనేక ఆశలు పెట్టుకున్నారు. మరోవైపు ఈసారి బడ్జెట్ పై అనేక అంచనాలు కొనసాగుతున్నాయి. ఈసారి బడ్జెట్ లో ఏ రంగాలకు ప్రాధాన్యం ఉంటుంది? ఈసారి కొత్త పథకాలు ఉంటాయా? పాతవే కొనసాగిస్తారా? బడ్జెట్ లో పేద, మధ్యతరగతి, వేతన జీవులకు రిలీఫ్ ఇస్తారా? కొత్త పన్ను విధానంలో సవరణ ఉంటుందా? బడ్జెట్ తర్వాత ఏ వస్తువుల ధరలు తగ్గుతాయి, ఏ వస్తువుల ధరలు పెరుగుతాయన్న అనుమానాలు వ్యక్తమవుతున్నాయి. రోజురోజుకి కొండెక్కుతున్న బంగారం ధర బడ్జెట్ తర్వాత పెరుగుతుందా లేక తగ్గుతుందన్న ఆసక్తి నెలకొంది. గత ఆర్థిక ఏడాది బడ్జెట్లో ఏపీకి ప్రాధాన్యం దక్కింది. అలాగే 2 తెలుగు రాష్ట్రాలకు సంబంధించి నిర్మలా సీతారామన్ ఏం ప్రకటించబోతున్నారన్న ఆసక్తి కూడా మరోవైపు రాజకీయంగా కనిపిస్తోంది.
Investment as the third engine. Now I move to investment as the third engine, which encompasses investing in people, investing in the economy, and investing in innovation. Investing in people. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 program provides nutritional support to more than 8 crore children, 1 crore pregnant women and lactating mothers all over the country, and about 20 lakh adolescent girls in aspirational districts and the Northeast region. The cost norms for these nutritional support will be enhanced appropriately. Atal Tinkering Labs. 50,000 Atal Tinkering Labs will be set up in government schools in the next 5 years to cultivate the spirit of curiosity and innovation and foster a scientific temper among young minds. Broadband connectivity to government secondary schools and PHCs. Broadband connectivity will be provided to all government secondary schools and primary health centers in rural areas under the BharatNet project. Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak Scheme. We propose to implement a Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme to provide digital form Indian language books for schools and for higher education. This aims to help students understand their subjects better and in their language. National Centers of Excellence for Skilling. Building on the initiative announced in the July 24 budget, 5 national centers of excellence for skilling will be set up with global expertise and partnerships to equip our youth with the skills required for Make for India, Make for the World manufacturing. The partnership will cover curriculum design, training of trainers, and a skills certification framework and periodic reviews. Expansion of capacity in IITs. Total number of students in 23 IITs has increased 100% from 65,000 to 1.35 lakh in the past 10 years. Additional infrastructure will be created in the 5 IITs started after 2014 to facilitate education for 6,500 more students. Hostel and other infrastructure capacity at IIT Patna will also be expanded. Center of Excellence. Center of Excellence in AI for Education. I had announced 3 centers of excellence in artificial intelligence for agriculture, health, and sustainable cities in 2023. Now a center of excellence in artificial intelligence for education will be set up with a total outlay of 500 crores. Expansion of medical education. Our government has added almost 1.1 lakh undergraduate and postgraduate medical education seats in 10 years, an increase of 130%. In the next year, 10,000 additional seats will be added in medical colleges and hospitals towards the goal of adding 75,000 seats in the next 5 years. Daycare cancer centers in all district hospitals. Our government will facilitate setting up of daycare cancer centers in all district hospitals in the next 3 years. 200 centers will be established in 25-26 itself. Strengthening urban livelihoods. Our government has been giving priority to assisting urban poor and vulnerable groups. A scheme for socio-economic upliftment of urban workers will be implemented to help them improve their incomes, have sustainable livelihoods, and a better quality of life. PM Swanidhi scheme has benefited more than 68 lakh street vendors, giving them respite from high-interest informal sector loans. Building on this success, the scheme will be revamped with enhanced loans from banks, UPI-linked credit cards with 30,000 rupees limit, and capacity building support. Social Security Scheme for welfare of online platform workers. Gig workers of online platforms provide great dynamism to the new age services economy. Recognizing their contribution, our government will arrange for their identity cards and registration on the e-Shram portal. They will be provided healthcare under PM Jan Arogya Yojana. This measure is likely to assist nearly 1 crore gig workers. Investing in the economy. Public-private partnership in infrastructure. Each infrastructure-related ministry will come up with a 3-year pipeline of projects that can be implemented in PPP mode. States will also be encouraged to do so and can seek support from the India Infrastructure Project Development Fund, which is a scheme to prepare PPP proposals. Support to states for infrastructure. An outlay of 1.5 lakh crore is proposed for the 50-year interest-free loans to states for capital expenditure and incentives for reforms. Building on the success of the first asset monetization plan announced in 2021, the second plan for 2025 to 30 will be launched to plow back capital of 10 lakh crore in new projects. Regulatory and fiscal measures will be fine-tuned to support the plan. Jal Jeevan Mission. Since 2019, 15 crore households, representing 80% of India's rural population, have been provided access to portable tap water connections. To achieve 100% coverage, I am pleased to announce the extension of this mission until 2028 with an enhanced total outlay. The mission's focus will be on the quality of infrastructure and O&M of rural piped water supply schemes through Jan Bhagidari. A separate MOU or separate MOUs will be signed with the states and union territories to ensure sustainability and citizen-centric water services delivery. Urban sector reforms. Building on the July budget proposals, urban sector reforms related to governance, municipal services, urban land, and planning will be incentivized. Urban Challenge Fund. The government will set up an urban challenge fund of 1 lakh crore rupees to implement the proposals for cities as growth hubs, creative redevelopment of cities, and for water and sanitation purposes announced in the July budget. This fund will finance up to 25% of the cost of bankable projects, with a stipulation that at least 50% of the cost is funded from bonds, bank loans, and PPPs. An allocation of 10,000 crore is proposed in 2025-26. Power sector reforms. We will incentivize electricity distribution reforms and augmentation of intra-state transmission capacity by states. This will improve financial health and capacity of electricity companies. Additional borrowing of 0.5% of GSDP will be allowed to states contingent on these reforms. The world. In this budget, the proposed development measures span 10 broad areas focusing on Garib, youth, Annadata, and Nari, spurring agricultural growth and productivity, building rural prosperity and resilience, taking everyone together on an inclusive growth path, boosting manufacturing and furthering Make in India, supporting MSMEs, enabling employment-led development, investing in people, economy, and innovation, securing energy supplies, promoting exports, and nurturing innovation. For this journey of development, our four powerful engines are agriculture, MSME, investments, and exports. The fuel, our reforms, our guiding spirit, inclusivity, and the destination, Vikasit Bharat. This budget aims to initiate transformative reforms across 6 domains. During the first 5 years, these will augment our growth potential and global competitiveness. The domains are taxation, power sector, urban development, mining, financial sector, and regulatory reforms. Agriculture as the first engine. Now I move to specific proposals, beginning with agriculture as the first engine. Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, Developing Agri-Districts Program. Motivated by the success of the Aspirational District Program, our government will undertake a Prime Minister Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana in partnership with states. Through the convergence of existing schemes and specialized measures, the program will cover 100 districts with low productivity, moderate crop intensity, and below average credit parameters. It aims to 1. Enhance agricultural productivity, 2. Adopt crop diversification and sustainable agricultural practices, 3. Augment post-harvest storage at the panchayat and block level, 4. Improve irrigation facilities, and 5. Facilitate availability of long-term and short-term credit. This program is likely to help 1.7 crore farmers. Building rural prosperity and resilience. A comprehensive multi-sectoral Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program will be launched in partnership with the states. This will address underemployment in agriculture through skilling, investment, technology, and invigorating the rural economy. The goal is to generate ample opportunities in rural areas so that migration is an option but not a necessity. The program will focus on rural women, young farmers, rural youth, marginal and small farmers, and landless families. The details are in Annexure A. global and best domestic enough for our needs and more. 10 years ago, we made concerted efforts and succeeded in achieving near self-sufficiency in pulses. Farmers responded to the need by increasing the cultivated area by 50%, and government arranged for procurement and remunerative prices. Since then, with rising incomes and better affordability, our consumption of pulses has increased significantly. Our government will now launch a 6-year mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses with a special focus on Tuar, Urad and Masoor. Details are in Annexure B. Central agencies such as NAFED and NCCF will be ready to procure these 3 pulses as much as offered during the next 4 years from farmers who register with these agencies and enter into agreements. Comprehensive program for vegetables and fruits. It is encouraging that our people are increasingly becoming aware of their nutritional needs. It is a sign of a society becoming healthier. With rising income levels, the consumption of vegetables, fruits, and Sri Anna is increasing significantly. A comprehensive program to promote production, efficient supplies, processing, and remunerative prices for farmers will be launched in partnership with the states. Appropriate institutional sector. MSMEs as the second engine. Now I move to MSMEs as the second engine, which encompasses manufacturing and services with a focus on MSMEs numbering 5.7 crores. Currently, over 1 crore registered MSMEs, employing 7.5 crore people and generating 36% of our manufacturing, have come together to position India as a global manufacturing hub. With their quality products, these MSMEs are responsible for 45% of our exports. To help them achieve higher efficiencies of scale, technological upgradation, and better access to capital, the investment and turnover limits for classification of all MSMEs will be enhanced to 2.5 and 2 times respectively. This will give them the confidence to grow and generate employment for our youth. The details are given in Annexure D. To improve access to credit, the credit guarantee cover will be enhanced. First, for micro and small enterprises from 5 crore to 10 crore rupees, leading to additional credit of 1.5 lakh crores in the next 5 years. Second, for startups from 10 crore rupees to 20 crore rupees, with the guarantee fee being moderated to 1% for loans in 27 focus sectors which are important for Atmanirbhar Bharat. And for well-run exporter MSMEs, for term loans up to 20 crore rupees. Also for the micro enterprises, we will introduce customized credit cards with a 5 lakh rupee limit for micro enterprises registered on Udyam portal. In the first year, 10 lakh such cards will be issued. Fund of funds for startups. The Alternate Investment Fund, AIFs, for startups have received commitments of more than 91,000 crores rupees. These are supported by the fund of funds set up with the Government of India's contribution of 10,000 crore rupees. Now, a new fund of funds with expanded scope and a fresh contribution of another 10,000 crore rupees will be set up. A new scheme will be launched for 5 lakh women, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes first-time entrepreneurs. This will provide term loans up to 2 crore rupees during the next 5 years. Kisan credit cards facilitate short-term loans for 7.7 crore farmers, fishermen, and dairy farmers. The loan limit under modified interest subvention scheme will be enhanced from 3 lakh rupees to 5 lakh rupees for loans taken through the KCC. India Post, with 1.5 lakh rural post offices, complemented by the India Post Payment Bank and a vast network of 2.4 lakh Dak Sevaks, will be repositioned to act as a catalyst for the rural economy. Details are at Annexure C. India Post will also be transformed as a large public logistics organization. This will meet the rising needs of Vishwakarmas, new entrepreneurs, women, self-help groups, MSMEs, and the large business organizations.
The budget is very simply an accounting statement. It states as to how much did the government spend, how much did the government earn, whether there's a surplus or there is a deficit. But unfortunately, over the years, this has become once in a year podium for the finance minister to grandstand and talk about everything from motherhood to apple pie. And coupled with that, television channels have turned it into a spectacle, primarily because it becomes an event to collect revenue and boost their TRPs. But at the end of it, in every advanced democracy, a budget is a non-event because it is merely a statement of accounts and expenditure. How much have you earned? How much have you spent? Whether your earning is more or less than your expenditure. And because there is a stability of policy, you do not have a tinkering with the tax rates, indirect tax duties and other policy initiatives, because what business requires is stability. It requires a long-term perspective so that they can make their business projections and plan accordingly. Well, the Chief Economic Advisor has been very prescient, if I may say, in the economic survey. He has categorically indicted the governance model of this government. And he has said that we need to move away from a paradigm where the process is the punishment. That you are guilty the moment an allegation is leveled against you and you have to prove your innocence. And this goes against the fundamental maxims of jurisprudence, which says that you are innocent until you have been proven guilty in a court of law. And this is the reason why businesses and businessmen have fled this country in the past 10 years. That is why there has been a flight of capital. So this government, when it came in 2014, it talked about capitalists and capitalism. And the irony is that those so-called capitalists, except one or two oligarchs, have fled the country because the process which the investigating agencies and the law enforcement agencies unleash on people, that itself becomes the punishment. And that is why people have moved abroad. Well, fundamentally, there are 4 fundamentals of an economy. That is savings, there is consumption, there is investment, and there is employment. And this is an incontrovertible fact that the Indian economy is facing an unprecedented slowdown. Where is the savings to GDP ratio today? Where is the consumption to GDP ratio today? Private consumption is at a record low. Where is the investment to GDP ratio? Where is the foreign direct investment coming in? Where is the investment in infrastructure? Where are the jobs? So therefore, a government that promised 2 crore jobs, that is 20 million jobs a year, by now we should have had 20 crore new jobs which have been created, or 200 new jobs which should have been created, not employment opportunities, jobs. Where are those jobs? You talk to any elected member of parliament and he'll tell you how every day early in the morning when they meet people, they are inundated with job applications. You know, people who've done their MAs and PhDs and who've done their BTechs and MTechs are actually looking for subpar jobs in order to just make a living. So, therefore, under those circumstances, you can grandstand once a year, because whatever commitments you make, they are not really checked by Parliament, unfortunately, against the outcomes of those commitments. There's a ritualistic outcome document which is given, which is more bureaucracies than anything else. So I think you need to take a hard look as where do we stand as an economy, and those opening paragraphs of the economic survey, para 10 to para 20, which deal with the Indian economic situation, I think are perhaps the most comprehensive, holistic indictment of the non-performance of this government on the economic front.